Hello friends, whether we are working on our project or simply our daily chores, either we look forward to doing any task or simply procrastinate till the due dates are near. In either case, there's certain level of anticipation about the task we are supposed to do. This is sort of a projection of how this particular activity is going to make us feel. And based on that feeling, we either feel motivated to complete the task in timely manner or simply go in the procrastination slump. But what if I tell you there's an optimum level of anticipation you can achieve which will absolutely shoot up your performance? This phenomenon was first observed by Robert Yerkes and John Dodson. According to their studies, arousal positively affects the performance of an individual. They defined arousal as a state of being physiologically alert, active, and focused towards your task. This relation was later described as Yerkes-Dodson law. According to this law, a certain level of anticipation and arousal is vital for performance. Yet, if the arousal decreases or increases too much, it will affect the performance negatively. In their study, they found out that rats could be motivated to complete the maze when given slight electrical shocks. But if the shocks were too frequent, the rats would simply scurry around and lose all sense of direction. Think about yourself in an exam. If your anxiety levels are at optimum balance, you will find it easy to recollect the answers to the questions in the exams. Not only that, you will find yourself expending less amount of energy while going through the paper. But if you are over anxious, you will find it difficult to recall all the information needed to solve the questions in the paper. This behavior can be represented with the help of a bell curve. At the start of the curve, where anticipation and arousal levels are low, the individual might feel unmotivated and bored. But as the arousal levels rise up, there's increase in focus and attentiveness. And if this level is held for a long time, the individual might even feel effortless to perform the work or the task that is assigned. But as the arousal levels go beyond this optimum point, there might be complete breakdown of focus, leading to feeling of burnout, stress, and even inability to take decisions. But how to determine this optimum level of anticipation and arousal? Well, it depends on many factors, specifically personality, skill level, familiarity with the task, and even complexity of the task. Scientists have found that for introverts, this bell curve is shifted towards the left side. This means that in order to achieve maximum performance, introverts need less amount of arousal. This explains why introverts perform better in a surrounding with less stimuli. On the other hand, for extrovert, this graph is shifted towards the right side, which means that in presence of people and environment where there is more stimuli, the anticipation levels are more and leading to higher arousal levels. Self-confidence also plays an important part. People who have self-doubt might not perform well in high-stress conditions where their limiting beliefs hinder their performance. On the other hand, highly skilled people perform better in high-stress conditions where ability to take decision is very important. If the task is very familiar, we require higher levels of arousals for maximum performance. And if the task is very complex, we need to calm ourselves down. At this point, anticipation and arousal might reduce our performance. This can be understood with the help of an example of a sprinter versus a gymnast. Sprinters always perform a very familiar task of running which they practice for years. This is the reason why sprinters can be seen hyping up the crowd and exercising just before the race. On the other hand, gymnasts have to be very calm just before their performance because their performance is dependent on highly complex actions that they have to choreograph. This theory is also supported by the fact that most of the sprint world records were accomplished in a competition where the stakes were really high. And at that point, the arousal level and anticipation levels were very high for the sprinters to perform well, and hence they could perform at their maximum potential. But imagine if you had a very low arousal state and a very high arousal state. which would give same level of performance. What would you choose in that case? Less arousal leading to boredom or a high arousal leading to slight anxiety? Well, scientists suggest that it's always better to have low levels of anxiety because at this point you expend less energy dealing with your feelings and more energy is diverted towards your task. So next time you go to an interview or an exam, you have to ask yourself, what are the optimum level of anticipation and arousal I can build up so that I perform at my maximum potential?